Salutations fam, this is Arim from Haltessiagaming, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about a deck I've been playing for a couple of tournaments now. So yeah, yesterday I saw that the Albaz structure deck was legal, so I was like, oh yeah, let me play this deck. I'm not trying to get super poly to sleep all day. Um, and yeah, I went undefeated. I actually went undefeated with this deck a couple of times in a row now. It's, very, very good. I've made some changes from tournament to tournament, but like this is what I'm playing in the current format where like branded's going to be everywhere. But yeah, without further ado, I'm just going to hop right into this, undefeated Eldlich deck. But yeah, I'll start off with the main deck. Yeah, come here, you. So obviously I'm playing the Golden Lord, so I'm only playing 2 copies. I mean, 3 does come up in the grind game sometimes, but it's just I don't really want to like draw this card. And outside of like the mirror, very specifically the mirror, you usually will only ever need 2. Like, so just playing 2. And then I'm playing 3 copies of the card that's honestly the reason to play this deck, I feel. 3 copies of Lord of the Heavenly Prison. This card is just, it's so powerful being able to just protect all your back row, but like, the best part of this card isn't necessarily the fact that it protects the back row, because usually that doesn't actually matter, but more so the fact that it sets any spell trap directly from your deck to use on the follow-up turn. Setting X-Trap to like draw 2 next turn is just, it's so strong. And this is actually a change I've made to the deck recently, because historically I don't play hand traps in Eldlich, but I've been playing hand traps. I'm playing 2 Ogre, 2 Ash, and 2 Ghost Spell. So yeah, I've been playing some hand traps. I'm playing Imperm as well, but that's going to be it for the monsters. Onto the spells. Obviously, we're playing, pot card. 3 copies of Pot of Extravagance. I want more cards. I don't really care which card because all the cards in my deck are good. So Pot of Extravagance gives me 2 cards, so we're playing Pot of Extravagance. And then 3 copies of Super Polymerization. Yeah, we're in a format where this card is just super, super strong. This was like the best card in my deck so often when I've been playing the deck. It's just like, it's actually like surprisingly versatile. Well, a lot of it's because of my extra deck, but it's just like this card has just consistently been the best card in the deck. I can't tell you how many times like my opponent will try to like slow play me, and then I'll just be like battle phase with no monsters on board. And the thing is, people will like let you go into battle phase with like 10 seconds left if you don't have monsters, but they'll just be like, yeah, that's fine, he can't do damage, and then I'll just super poly them in battle phase and like win the game that way. But also just like being able to break like every board in the format is just super strong, and like uses that disruption. And I'll talk a bit more about this when I get to the extra deck. But the last spell card is the 1 copy of White Destiny. But then on to the trap cards. We're playing Eldlich. This is usually the bulk of it. 3 copies of Sanguine, 3 copies of Conquistador, and 3 copies of Haquero. I like playing this ratio. I like having, extra access to my Eldlich engine. Haquero especially comes up a lot more because of like DP, and like there's a lot of stuff in the graveyard that you do want to banish. And especially in the mirror, having that 3rd Haquero does come up a lot. And then I'm playing, 3 Imperm, one of the better hand traps this format. Being able to ignore chain blocking is, very, very good. And then, the newly at 3 copies of Skill Drain. I did end up pulling my 3rd copy of Skill Drain, so that's pretty cool. And then we've got 1 copy of Golden Land Forever, triple copies of Solemn Strike, and then triple copies of Solemn Judgment to round out the 40 card deck. Yeah, it's like I liked every card in the deck. I will say that like control mirrors are like a lot more skill intensive for me, because I can't just like I basically like they can keep up with me putting the game at a slower pace. A lot of times I do end up winning in the control mirrors because of like certain things I play to like keep me a little bit ahead, but it's just like I don't like playing the control mirrors because a lot of times we just kind of sit there. Every time I went to time, it was against like a control mirror who was just like, well, honestly, it might just be because a lot of people slow play when they play against me because they want to, you know, do what they can. But anyway, moving on to the extra deck. First card, BLS. This card's ridiculous. It's just it's just a really strong card. And then I've got 2 copies of Link Spider. We want to link off those Golden Lens and get our engine in rotation. 1 copy of Gustav Max to kill, and then 1 copy of Lieb for a similar reason. 1 copy of Constellar Pleiades. Again, utilize the Golden Lens. This is a disruption. It's pretty good. I don't make this very often, but I do like having the option in the extra deck. And then lastly, for the Xyz monster, we got 1 copy of Cyber Dragon Nova. For the next card, Invoke Mechaba. If we play against, Dogmatica and they activate Maximus, we just send Nova and then, we get a Mechaba. So that's something I like. And then we also have a Chimera Felicia as another Maximus. Typically what I'm going to do is I'm going to send Rafflesia plus, come on brain, plus Cyber Dragon Nova in order to get Mechaba and then search Super Poly on my turn. But then this also doubles as a Super Poly target if they have Verte Anaconda, or they have if they have Verte Anaconda, or if they have Dragos Tapele on the board, or Trial Veritum. Most people haven't been summoning that. But then continuing on, the rest of the extra deck is just Super Poly targets. But so we got Eldlich the Mad Golden Lord. Sometimes I will Super Poly my own monsters to put this on the board and get this in rotation. It's very, very strong. In Eldlich mirrors, it's exceptionally strong. If you put this on the board, they struggle to out it. If they don't have specifically skill drain, they're kind of in a rough spot. And then we have Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, Dragos Tapelia, Mud Dragon, Masquerade the Blazing Dragon, and Weather Washer, and that's going to round out the 15 card extra deck. Let me actually slide those. There we go. Get them out of frame. And then for the side, we've got 15 cards. You already know who the first one is. It's always going to be Dino Wrestler Pankratops. And then we got 2 copies of Lava Golem. And then 2 copies of Phantasme. Before Branded came out, I was actually maining Phantasme because almost every deck in the format link summons except for literally Flunder and now Branded. But so many decks in the format link summon, even if they're not actually link combo decks, a lot of decks link summon. So that's one of the reasons why I was really liking Phantasme, because it gives me board presence. It gives me that protection because now I have something that can negate Cosmic Cyclone, Twin Twisters. It's a 2400 body, and it draws me into my engine, my sidecars, all of that. So I've really been liking Phantasme. I cited it in the matchups where it's relevant. I'm not main decking it anymore because Brand, it's what I expect to be everywhere. So it's in the side, it's still really good, but it's just not main deck anymore. Moving on, we got triple copies of Gozen Match. I actually opted to not to side deck this because of a similar reason. I'm expecting there to be a lot more dark decks in the format now. So it's just I figured probably side the Gozen, bring it in when it's going to be good. So I wanted to reduce the number of dead cards that I had in my deck in most of the matchups that I ended up playing, because there were just a lot of scenarios where I found myself in a position where it's just man, I wish this was something else. And yeah, but it's I'm not playing Nib because a lot of decks against the decks where I'll be able to nib them, Super Poly usually does the job, or the Floodgates plus Strike or whatever. I'm not playing Torrential, I'm not playing Punishment because I didn't want to build around Punishment extra deck, and I wanted more so to have just Super Poly be the absolute blowout card that it is. But continuing, we got triple copies of Dino Miscus. So this is in here for the Eldlich Mirror because I find a lot of times, when I'm playing this deck, I don't really have stuff to bring in for control mirrors, and I like Dino Miscus against Eldlich because I banish Golden Lord, and that wins me the game. And then we have triple copies of Dimensional Barrier this format. It's very, very good. especially in a format where everyone's trying to fusion summon. Being able to call fusion and shut that down is something I really like. And then lastly, we have the second copy of Golden Line Forever. So it's like we have 5 counter traps in the main, technically 8 cards in the main that protect your back row. And Golden Land Forever is searchable off of Sanguine, so it's just, that's something I really liked. But yeah, everything about the deck felt really well put together. I really liked it. I haven't actually gotten a match loss with the deck yet. I have gotten like a couple of draws, but it's just, for the most part, I've just been going undefeated with the deck. It's really strong. But yeah, it's a pretty strong deck. It's something I might be playing for a bit this format. But knowing me, I never stay on the same deck too long, because, you know, I have the briefcase full of, you know, my 7 decks in it. But anyway, that's going to be it for this video. This has been Darkslayer Arim from Haltessiagaming. Thank you very much for watching, and have a wonderful day.